Well, I'll say this, yes, first. I would just say this. Some people, I tell this story once in a while, but right when I was doing, right before I was starting Book of Mastery, when they said we have another trilogy, and at that time, my life was going really well. You know, I had my 2 academic jobs that I liked. I had a little dog who traveled with me, who I loved. I was skinny. I had a great apartment in the West Village. You know, I wasn't complaining about anything. And within weeks after I agreed to do the book, the dog died, the apartment building got sold, I was given 8 weeks to move. I threw my back out the day I moved, and I couldn't walk for a couple of months, and the pain was terrible. I don't take any opiates, there's nothing I could do. And I got slandered. It was the whole thing all at once, and I went every aspect of my life that I was counting on is no longer operative in the way that I thought. You know, my health, my emotional security, my home, my reputation, everything got. And the guides dictated the Book of Mastery through this thing. I did it with ice packs down my back. And one of the things that they taught, which was my big lesson from that time, was that the true self, or the divine self, cannot be persecuted. The true self cannot be persecuted. And that was mind-blowing to me when you think about it, because they said again and again in that book, you can't be a master and a victim at the same time, which took away all of my opportunities for indignation and outrage and self-pity. So that was my experience. Now, I'm going to go to your question from them now and where they sit now. Is this somebody specific you're asking about, or just in general?
Well, it is somewhat personal. I do have chronic pain, but I also work with a lot of people who are in pain.
I'm going to go to you with this then. Give me your name first.
Ellen Peterson.
Let me go to you first. I'm going to go to everything. You're interesting. Because you manage really well, but you're always waiting for the next thing to hurt. Do you understand this? So I'm always in anticipation of something not working, in other words, which keeps me in a state of sort of, not anxiety, vigilance. Let me go to you with this. It's not about pain as much as it's about who I think I am. When I go to you, you say it's not so much about pain as who I think I am in the world. And you're saying because I've identified with pain, I understand my world through it. It's a lens that I operate with. So it becomes a lens that you operate with me and my pain. Me and my pain are going for a walk, My idea of pain is not the pain I experience, is not the pain I experience. In some ways, I manage by naming it. You're saying that in some ways you manage it by naming it, which is very interesting. So it's a way to sort of control things. Do you understand this? Exactly right. Now, if I understand what the pain is, you're saying, I don't know what this is about, if you can understand that the pain is actually residual to something else, you can work with the source of it. But I hear you're dealing with the residual aspects of it and managing that, the source itself is not being presently known. The source itself doesn't really get presently known, is what I hear. I feel that it's observed externally, but not known. And in this case, I actually want to suggest you need to go into the source of the pain, experience the source of it, and experience the source of it. Then what you need to do, is that the residual effects are the source of the present moment, and that's very different. And that's very different than being in pain, So, exactly right. There's a difference between this is how they're showing it to me, of understanding the source. If the source of the electricity in my house is the outlet, it's sort of understanding the source of what's in the outlet as opposed to all the different light bulbs that light up, which is how I identify electricity in my apartment. Do you understand? You need to go into the source of that. Then your relationship with everything else begins to shift. They're saying, I know what I am will support you in this, will support you in this as a claim, an agreement. And the agreement of the divinity of the body does not guarantee you freedom, does not guarantee you freedom from pain, but it realigns with the form. But it does realign your relationship to form and what you think you are and what you think you are, as opposed to what you have always been. Divine is what they are, is what we support them. I'm asking about those you work with, and I'm being told the divine is what they are, is what will support them, is what will support them. Let's do this now. I don't know if this is going to work. They always do this exercise, and people keep coming back to workshops, so I must assume it does. Everybody close your eyes for a second. I'm going to show you something, okay? I am word through my right foot. Word, I am word. If you feel the energy go to your right foot, just say yes. I am word through, they're saying legs. I am word through my legs. Word, I am word. If you feel the energy in the legs, just say yes. I am word through my heart. Word, I am word. You feel the energy in the heart, just say yes. Now they're saying you're claiming what is always true, the action of the divine in this place you claim. The action of the divine in this place you claim. Not everything is meant to be healed. I'm being told not everything is meant to be healed. People learn in many ways. People learn in many ways, and discomfort is one of the ways people learn. And discomfort is one of the ways people learn. In some ways it may be a mandate from the soul. In some ways it may be a mandate from the soul, and others an opportunity that's been chosen. In other ways an opportunity that's been chosen that may be released for something other, that may be released for something other. It need not be an obligation. It need not be an obligation if pain becomes an obligation. If pain becomes an obligation or an expected essence of the self, or an expected essence of the self, it becomes an identity of its own. It becomes an identity of its own. It's much harder to work with and is much harder to work with. Do you understand this? Do you understand this? When you identify with the pain, when you identify with the pain, my illness, my disease, my illness, my disease, you claim the relationship. You claim the relationship to it as parcel to what you are, as parcel to what you are, and not as separate from it, and not as separate from it. The gratitude you may hold for the body, the gratitude you may hold for the body you've been given will support you greatly, because when you move to that, because the moment you move to that, you move to a new potential. You move to a new potential, period. Okay? We'll leave it at that. Thank you.